Little catch!
Hello, fellow Toastmasters. Good evening. Today I have the honor of evaluating the speech of my friend Mila right here. It's very nice, Mila, to be here. And about Mila's projects, she is in the strategic relationship track of the Pathways, and this is going to be her 5th project. By the way, I have to say that she's going to deliver this same speech in Italy next year.
In Italian?
In English.
In English?
So,
Claudia's not here today.
therefore, I would say that the main purpose of her speech today would be to demonstrate confidence, to demonstrate leadership, right? And finally, the title, and because she's going to present in Italy, her speech is going to be a little bit longer, from 12 minutes to 14 minutes. And finally, the title of her speech is Women's Voices, a network of women with disabilities in Brazil. Please welcome Mila to the stage.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My name is Mila Guedes. I'm Brazilian and I live in the city of São Paulo, which is the largest city in South America. In Brazil, from the last census done in 2010, there are 45 million people, or approximately 24% of the population, with some type of disability. Of this total, most are women. As in the whole world, people with disability as a history as a marginalization experience frequent and varied situations of personal, group, and social disadvantages. In 2008, the Brazilian government ratified the United Nations Conventions on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities. And in 2015, enacted the Brazilian Inclusion Law. Both state and municipalities must ensure the access for people with disabilities to all services they need. But in our society, violence alone is a hidden phenomenon. Imagine the combination of violence plus women with disabilities, who are an invisible and marginalized group, as well as doubly discriminated by gender and disability. Most women with disabilities and caregiver of family members with disabilities have little or no visibility and recognition by Brazilian society, especially in low-income families. This reality means that these women do not get the attention and right answers in a survey for quality service and care for themselves, their children, or other family members. This situation creates a general lack of statistical evidences on the incidence of violence against women, especially women with disabilities. A survey carried out by the Secretary for the People with Disabilities in the state of São Paulo indicates that 63% of the victims of violence when dealing with teenagers and children with disabilities are female, and 52% come from poor and outlying regions in the city of São Paulo. it's very difficult for me to say, but it is worse in nothing that it is in the basic health care system that girls and women with disabilities are more likely to suffer violence and discrimination because health workers are often not technically prepared and bigotted. These challenges are enormous. 25% of the cities, of the schools in São Paulo city, don't have accessibility. And the state in São Paulo, 54% of the women with disabilities above the age of 15 are illiterate or have incompletely elementary education. While the figure drops to the 37 when it comes from all women. 39% of the women with disabilities have a formal job, while the percentage raises to 47 for the female population in general. It is worth nothing that in 2006 the Maria da Penha law came into force, which is of the most advanced in the world in relation to dealing domestic and family violence against women. Maria da Penha is a woman who was disabled due to her husband's violence and inspired the law. The law provided, and for many other measures, for penalties increases by 1/3 if the crime is committed against a person with disability. Despite this law, there is still few cases of a conviction of an aggressor who is often a family member or home-based caregiver. Thus, in order to find, gather, and empower this woman who was vulnerable or even victims in their own homes, a group of members of Brazilian movement for people with disabilities in Brazil, women with and without disabilities, on which I'm a member, have developed with Brazil Health and Action Association, with the support by Global Disability Development Fund of Rehabilitation International, a Women Voices Project, a network of women with disabilities in Brazil. This project aims to contribute to the promotion of human rights of women with disabilities and caregivers of family members with disabilities via the dissemination, awarenesses, and knowledge to strengthen the individual and collective rights, seeking to promote social inclusion. The formula found to create and to strengthen the female community is via education and training, so that become leaders in their communities. The training program is via the distance education platform, along with 7 face-to-face meetings in the city of São Paulo. We believe that self-esteem is a central point to be worked on for this project, because this is strengthening the individual who can act and have impact in oneself and in others. The project was launched in April 16th. April 16th. And we choose this date because it's the International Voice Date. And we had 4 of the 7 planned face-to-face meetings. The first meetings was held in June, and the theme was the women with disabilities coming out of invisibility. The main objective era to present the project for the women with disabilities and caregivers with the family members of disabilities, who are the main target audience, as well as journalists and communication professionals, authorities, and actors in their area of health, social assistant, work, education, and culture and sports and leisure, and for the community in general. The second meeting took place in July, and the theme was leadership and the social fight. First steps. Here we talk about care policy, independent living, and personal assistant. The third meeting was held in August, and the theme was whether recognizing women or self-care is not a selfishness. Here we spoke about self-esteem and female conditional, conditional and disability in the media, and we had the makeup workshop. The fourth meeting was held last month in September, and the theme was violence and harassment, and how vulnerability